much more than this. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? There's no haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're not the things you have done. You're not the words that you said. For the heartache that you're going through. Oh, you are the bright of the sun. You are the glow of the moon. And in your presence, the things that seem hard fade away. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? There's so haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the light of the universe. You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? There's so haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? You're the bread, you're the wine, the word. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? The light of the universe. You're the light of the world. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard? Can I get someone?
May our hearts be open. 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 May our hearts be open.
Good morning, Open Heart family. I welcome you to this morning's Heartstream. This is a time where we meet in this sacred space, and it's filled with love. Let us begin our evocation with the sound of the ringing bowl, and then turn within with me. Oh, sweet Spirit divine, our hearts are full of gratitude for this new day, for this is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and glad in it. Thank you for our health. Thank you for a sound mind. Thank you for a place to live and a sacred space to gather together to celebrate the life divine. We know that this service is filled to overflowing with love, joy, and divine wisdom. And we are grateful again for this opportunity to meet together here. We pray a blessing of knowing full health for all that are on our prayer list. We speak a prayer of release for Brittany Griner, who is in a Russian jail. We send the love of this great community to that young woman and to all who may find themselves on this holiday freedom weekend not free. This place is freedom. This place is love. And we surround all who are in that place with love and light. This service is a place of safety and wholeness. And so it is.
So I'm going to speak into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. Let's say it again with conviction. I shall have what I decree. What I decree. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. It belongs to me. It belongs to me. I shall have. I shall have what I decree. I decree. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. It belongs to me. It belongs to me. And so I'm going to speak into the atmosphere. Speak your word into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. That's the way things happen. Just speak into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. Speak your word into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. If you're a little shy, don't worry about it. Just say it softly. But speak, 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 oh, speak, speak, speak your word. Speak your word. Speak, 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 speak. Declare it, 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 declare shall have.
I shall have
What I decree.
I decree.
Yes, I believe.
Yes, I believe.
It belongs to me.
It belongs to me.
And so I'm going to speak into the atmosphere. I'll speak into the atmosphere.
Speak into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere. Speak into the atmosphere.
What comes from the heart reaches the heart. Good morning and welcome to our Heartstream for this Sunday, July 17th. It's so great to have you with us today. I truly appreciate you taking the time to tune in to us today for this Heartstream, whether it is while we are doing it on Sunday morning, or I know some people watch it another time during the week because this is the summertime and people are traveling. People are doing other things, spending time with family. But the fact that you show up means so much. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Want to continue to just send out all types of love, light, and energy and prayers for each and every one of you. We also remember those people who are on our prayer list, and in each of you, that we do all that we can to remember one another. Thank you again also for your contributions and the way that you support us from a financial standpoint. We always need that, but also the ways in which people continue to make kind comments and everything else about what we do. I'd also like to ask you to do, and I know that our assistant minister has said this, but for those of you that are on YouTube, that when this is streaming, if you would actually click the like button, that will help to get others to start paying attention to the Heartstream. And also, if you've not subscribed, subscribe. That helps as well. And on Facebook, to share when the announcement about the Heartstream goes out, to share this, but you can also actually share the stream itself so some of your other friends can see that we can continue to spread the message, continue to let more and more people know about us. Again, thank you for showing up today. I greet you. I bless you. I see God in you. Our purpose statement. Our purpose is to create a spiritual community which recognizes that there is one presence and one power in the universe, God. Daily, we actively practice this spiritual truth. We open our heart space to each person to acknowledge one another as expressions of God. It is in each other that we see God.
Our affirmation for the month of July: poise and power. My reliance upon the presence of God gives me poise and power. My relationship with God cannot vary because I am in God and God is in me. Nothing can disturb this relationship. I maintain perfect equilibrium. Regardless of storms around me or opinions of others, the presence of God keeps me stabilized. And so it is. And this is a treatment by Robert H. Bitzer.
Good morning. Today's affirmative reading comes from Morning with Jesus, Daily Encouragement for Your Soul. There was a downward slope in our backyard that invited all the runoff water from our next door neighbor's yard to collect at the side of our fence. It looked like a baby pool, but one that was full of mud. When we had the sod laid in our backyard, the landscape designer noticed the flooding issue. He built up a small ramp of topsoil against the side of our fence with the runoff. He used this built-up slope to redirect the flow of the water. Since then, we have had zero flooding in the lawn. We love that landscape designer. He knew what he was doing. Encouragement is a whole lot like a built-up ramp of topsoil for our spirit. The enemy of our souls would like to flood our life with anxiety and despair. Life circumstances and struggles can leave us feeling overwhelmed. But Jesus refuses to let the enemy win. He builds up hope in our hearts and minds. He wants to use us as his voice of encouragement to help shore up the souls of those around us. He knows what he is doing. Encouragement can be a healing balm to a bruised heart. When our actions are loving, it can infuse those around us with strength, fill us with peace. Jesus showed us how to encourage others with the way he lived out his life, speaking words of truth, love, and healing.
Hey, 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 here come the announcements. This is a reminder for those who are in our New Thought Metaphysics Lab class that we will meet this Wednesday at 6:30. We are on Experiment 2, and we will be discussing that. Hope to see you then. Open Heart welcomes Robert Barres as our guest speaker on Sunday, July the 24th. You might remember him from attending and even speaking at Open Heart in the past. Robert, a former pastor in the CME Church who embraced New Thought principles, left Memphis to work on his PhD, but he stayed connected and followed us on our Heartstream, and we look forward to hearing him again on the 24th. You hear me announce our daily affirmative prayer call. Well, we're coming up on 4 years. That's right, 4 years of a daily call at 8 a.m. Central Time. And it would not be possible without an amazing team. All of these individuals either currently lead or have led a call. And without them, we couldn't do it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for leading us in prayer. I am a part of a coaching platform that's called Talk to the Coaches, and I'm proud to say that this Saturday, July the 23rd at 11 a.m., I will be the featured coach. My topic is going to be the Slight Edge. You can see the information about how you can join it via Zoom, and you have to RSVP to Sherilyn at PeytonPlaceCoaching.com, and it's a great time to come together with a number of coaches that you might want to use in your future. I know I use a coach, and it's an opportunity to see not only me in action, but also some other coaches. And I invite you to take the time to check things out. But I'll be the featured speaker this Saturday at 11 a.m.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day. Today is a day like no other day. Just think and you'll know that it's true. Days like today should be holidays. So I'm singing this message to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Just have a happy day.
At Open Heart, we absolutely believe in the power of affirmative prayer. We hold a space for these persons you see named here. We see you. We see you whole. We see you strengthened and encouraged. We see you recognizing the infinite within that animates and gives life to you and sustains you through all circumstances. And so it is. I'm always grateful to those who provide an affirmative reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And this is your opportunity to submit a video to Jay Gilmore at Openheartspiritual.org. Our daily affirmative prayer call takes place each and every morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. Dial in as one of our prayer team members shares an inspirational reading and then prays for you, all in about 7 minutes. As always, we're thankful for your gifts. There are 3 ways to give: through our Cash App, to give online at our website, or text the word GIVE to 615-422-4292. Infinite prosperity is mine to share. I am blessed, and we hope that you will continue to share in your prosperity with Open Heart. Here's another easy way to support Open Heart. With Amazon Smile. With Amazon Smile, you'll find the same Amazon dashboard, order, and browsing history you currently use. Nothing changes, except a donation is made to Open Heart with each eligible purchase. You see, Amazon will donate 0.5% of the price of your eligible Amazon Smile purchase to Open Heart whenever you shop. You can go to our website and you can click on the banner that's there, and it'll take you to Amazon. You can go to Amazon and go to Smile and give you a tip. We're listed as Open Heart Community of Faith Ministries and Church because that is our official name when we signed up through Smile. And you can even do this. I do this. You can add the Amazon Smile extension to your browser if you use Google Chrome. And then all you have to do is click on that and it will take you completely into the portal and you're able to support Open Heart. But it's an opportunity for you, if you already shop at Amazon, to support Open Heart and what you're doing, and we appreciate it. It's now time for our centering moment. And for this morning's centering moment, our own Virginia Allen this morning sent this to me in a moment of meditation. She had her spiritual download and she wrote these beautiful words that I think really, really are apropos for centering today. And it's entitled, I Am Sanctuary. I hold within me a sacred space where divine spirit and humanity meet and synthesize. I am sanctuary. I am a conduit for God's spirit of love, peace, joy, bliss, prosperity, and health. I am sanctuary. Within and from this body, divine spirit heals, liberates, and sets free the sick, the downtrodden, and the bound soul. I inspire love and peace within the hearts of those with whom I interact. I am sanctuary. My cells and atoms are sacred and holy. Divine spirit is welcome, appreciated, and expected at all times within the space of my being. The cells and the atoms that make me relevant in this realm of all honor the spirit of love within. I am sanctuary. My energy is charged with divine love, with vibrant life, and blissful experiences. I carry this energy everywhere I go and share it with every soul I come into contact with. I am sanctuary. There is security and protection within me. The safe space within me is shielded with love and elicits honor because of its very existence. I am sanctuary. Everything about me is based on honor for the oneness of everything and the presence of love within everything. Even if that aspect of existence is opposite of love, it exists relative to love. I am sanctuary. I effectively speak life to myself and others, and I infect others with the spirit of joy, peace, wholeness, prosperity, and wealth. I am sanctuary. Here, my atoms gratefully honor the Creator for all there is and for my participation in it. I am sanctuary. And just take a moment. Focus on those words again. I am sanctuary. And allow that to permeate your soul, your very being, and know that indeed you are sanctuary, that each of us says to ourselves, not just in this moment, but from now on, continually recognize and embrace the understanding and the reflection that I am sanctuary.
Good morning, Open Heart. Happy Sunday, happy July, happy summer, happy heat and humidity. I am happy to be here. And so I bless you. I greet you. And I see God in you. And let us begin. Our July theme is Poise and Power. And my talk title is Got Faith? Our talk text comes from the narrative that is presented in the New Testament. The story is known as Jesus Calms the Storm, and there's a version in Mark and Matthew. And our talk text today comes from the Mark narrative, Mark 4:39 and 40. Then he, master teacher, arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. But he said to them, the disciples in the boat with him, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? My talk today was inspired by the scripture above. How is it that you have no faith? And so, do you have faith? It brought to mind the milk campaign from the past. Got milk. And so that campaign involved people like Venus and Serena. This very sexy picture of Dennis Rodman, NBA player. my queen sister Virgo, Beyonce, and then even someone who is lactose intolerant, Whoopi Goldberg. And of course, the evidence that you've got milk is your milk mustache. And of course, the campaign would go on that your strong bones and your healthy body are all aspects of evidence that you got milk or got some calcium and some dairy. Well, my proposition today is that when it comes to faith, there should be some evidence. And so our theme this month got me thinking more about that poise and power, especially that statement that says, regardless of the storms around me, or regardless of storms around me. And it got me thinking about storms and faith, especially when Jesus is awakened from in the midst of this storm and he comes up and he takes care of it. And we can get focused and fixated on, look at Jesus, the magical man. But it's not Jesus, the magical man, that is the focus. It is his statement. Why do you have no faith? And so that storm, or what my tarot love community would call the tower moment, it is those moments that we have the capacity, the best opportunity to demonstrate our faith. And so you can see whether storms are going about or this tower is lightning, very, very frightening, and just stuff all jacked up. And so this is the time to apply our faith. These are the moments where our words and behavior can demonstrate our level of faith. And we see that when Master Teacher Jesus asked them, how is it that you have no faith? So their words and their behavior of freaking out in the storm and running down to the wherever Master Teacher Jesus was in the ship and being like, wake up, dude, demonstrated that they had no faith. And so we, as people of the Spirit, people who are living our divine lives and creating and living our best lives, our storms, our tower moments are the best times to apply our faith. So what does an example of applying our faith look like? Well, here's a biblical example. One of my favorite stories is the woman with the issue of blood, a woman who at the time of Jesus had some kind of bleeding issue. She spent 12 years, or Luke, I think, said 18 years. So this woman wanted to be whole. She wanted healing. And so she spent all her money at the doctors with no result. And then word got around, or someone told her, so she saw on the internet, right? Someone told her about this man who was healing people. And so how does her faith go? She had to defy the rules of her religion, defy the rules of her society, defy the rules of her gender role. She had to believe against the odds. The doctors had already told her, and her money spent, and the doctors were never helping her, but she still had to believe against the odds. And then lastly, she had to put herself in the place for healing. And so that is why when she is healed and she crawls on the ground, or however she got around and touched the hem of Master Teacher's garment, his priestly robes, or his rabbinical robes, that there was healing. And he won't let her leave. She's trying to slink out. It's like, And he turns to her and says, my daughter. He connects with her as family. Your faith. How did he know she had faith? Because her behavior demonstrated that. And the thought process that was obviously behind that behavior. And what is a modern day example of faith? Well, my first Sunday at Openheartspiritual Center was in July of 2019. And what I didn't know was that my first Sunday there was John's first Sunday returning from his medical journey. I'll put it that way. So for those of you who do know and those who don't know, John in December of 2018 had an aortic valve aneurysm type A surgery. If he had a type B, wouldn't have been a problem, but he had a type A surgery. Went home, things were cool, and 2 weeks or so later, because his birthday's January 5th, he was back in the hospital on death's door, septic and having some sort of bowel obstruction issue. But the man is here today. Why? Lots of reasons, but number one, he had a foundation of faith from his queen mother, Yvonne Gilmore, and from the faith of his father, Bishop Gilmore, from the faith of his children, believing, knowing that he could be strong, from the faith of his sister and brother-in-law, Joan and Jerome, and from his wife, Emma, holding faith, having that belief that no matter what the diagnosis was from the doctors, the prognosis was we are healed, whole, and perfect, and divinely so. We are divine health. And they held that image for him, and this spiritual center held that image and held together. You know that old saying, strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. So you knock out the pastor and usually the congregations fall apart. But that faith, that community held together, held that vision, their behavior of the congregation staying together, of John plugging away, is like, no, you're not going to take me out now, and of his family, the foundation laid by his parents and stood upon those shoulders by his siblings, his brother-in-law, and his children, and his wife. That is faith, believing. Now, doing all the things they need to do, make sure he's going to therapy and taking his medicine and having his visits. But the faith was, he is whole, and we are ready to see him embody that. What is a personal example of faith? Well, every year I go to the doctor because that's the way my mother brought me up, and I get my physical, and I have my mammogram every year. And this year they saw something in my mammogram. So the young resident, doctor in training, a resident came in, and he tells me, basically, you got a papilloma in there. He started saying all this medical stuff. So first I said, Billy, you got to come back. No matter what he's saying, divine health is yours. So I came back, and I'm like, dude, I did just like that. Tell me again, minus all the medical blah, blah. So he got a papilloma, which is something that sits in your milk ducts. It's very common. And his response was to just cut him out. So they sent me to the breast cancer surgeon, or the surgeon who deals with your boobs, right? And she's like, we don't just cut stuff out. I'm like, good. She says, so I want you to have a diagnostic mammogram, and we're going to do a ultrasound. I need more pictures. I really need to see what's happening. Well, after that, they found 3 spots, and there was traffic going to it, blood, and they're like, it could still just be the papilloma and be benign, but there could be abnormal cells in there, so you have to do a biopsy. So then I went in, and shout out to Baptist, the Women's Center on Humphreys, comforting, caring, so professional. What a beautiful day, even in the midst of that tower moment, to have my daughter by my side. Wouldn't let me hold my purse, help me get undressed, stay there with me. I mean, actually, I told her, well, Gail can take me. And she's like, no, that's my daughterly duty. I'm going to do that. And so even in that storm, the support of my family, Gail, like, tell me the minute you find out anything. And so here we go. You're going to find out. It's going to come in your my chart, blah, blah. And so when the results came, I was nervous. I'm not going to be fronting like, I was a queen of faith. But I already had told my mother, it doesn't matter what they say, cancer or no. No, okay, we move forward. Cancer, next steps. Where do we need to bring the healing? So I was good to go. So grateful to have read the report and then spoke with my doctor. No abnormal cells, no cancer, and no malignancy. But again, the foundation, that consciousness, that health is mine, and that I can embody that. And had they said cancer, health would still be mine, and we're going to go through the process to embody and bring that health forward. And so let's talk about, do you got some faith? How do you embody that? How do you apply it? How do you live it? What do we need in our toolkits to bring faith? And so, one, it's a mindset and it's an action. So let's talk about the first mindset, is that storms don't last forever. I think sometimes we can be in the midst of the storm and just like, oh Lord, is it going on here? Okay, storms don't last forever. And they had a horrible ice storm here in Memphis in 1994, but we're still not in the midst of the storm because storms don't last forever. They had a major snowstorm, March 21st to the 23rd in 1968 in Memphis. But storms don't last forever. So having the mindset that this tower moment or this storm is not going to last forever. I'm not going to drown in the storm. I'm not going to get washed away. This will not last forever. And the divine right action that goes with that mindset is I have control over myself. That you can't calm the storm. So stop trying. But what you and I can do is calm ourselves with the knowing that this storm will pass. Just like I've said before, that you can't see your reflection in boiling water. You've got to remove the heat, let the situation cool down, and then in that still water, I am able to see our reflection. It's in that calm and centered place where I know that I have control. You know that you have control over your actions, reactions, and interactions in this moment. And then based on the mindset, knowing that this is not going to last forever, you can then move forward applying your faith. What is the next mindset? One of the things when I was talking to John about putting this sermon together, I said, I didn't want to use the word test your faith because it makes it seem like, God's out to get you, right? But to know that storms are not against you. Don't let them dim your faith, that in the storms, it isn't a time to dim your faith, but it is a time to bend towards God, to have the mindset that this is not about dimming my faith. I'm not being tested. I'm not being punished. John was telling me that when some people came to pray for him, they're like, and Lord, forgive him of any sins. Like he's not in the hospital because he committed some sin. Sheesh. All right, Bella, calm down. Just like ridiculous. Storms come in our life to help us bend closer to the divine within, to connect more with our divine self. And if we have that mindset, we can then have the divine right action, which is to knowing that without rain, nothing grows. So we can embrace the storm. Say, bring it on, because I know that I can stand. That with the divine within me, with my support system, with the faith of my family, be it your biological or your chosen family, I will get through this. I know how to react, interact, and act inspired by divine action, by my intuition, and by my continued studies of prayer and meditation. My daily spiritual practice enacted will help me get through this storm. Not just survive, but thrive. What is the last mindset? Is that not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear the path. Sometimes you're in your faith and your intuition and your guides are talking to you about get rid of this, move away from this relationship, let go of these things. And we're just like, oh, no, I'm familiar with this. I know what to do with this. And the storm says, okay, look, whoosh. Now it's moved out the way. Now you can walk forward unfettered. The baggage is gone. The histrionics is gone. The toxicity is gone. So have the mindset that this storm that you and I find ourselves in, or that may be around us, or may be within, if we allow it and open our hearts, this can be a storm that clears the path. And what is the divine right action? Well, one is that when storms of life are pouring down upon us, we have to muster the courage to dance and bless the things that life has given us. Sometimes we get so fixated on the storm that we forget the good things that we have. So in the midst of the storm, take a step back and say, what is working? What did okay, this is working, this is working, this is working. What did I do? Who am I interacting with? What are the choices that I'm thinking? What am I thinking that I can then bring that and apply it to this situation? Don't wait for the storms of life to pass. Brothers and sisters, family, we've got to learn to dance in the rain. We've got to learn to dance in the rain and say, I know that all things are working together for my good. And I end with this quote. We all face storms in life. Some are more difficult than others, but we all go through trials and tribulation. And that is why we have the gift of faith. Our faith, God faith. Invest in our faith. What are we doing to test our faith, to grow our faith, to anchor our faith? Is that a part of your and my daily spiritual practice? And it should be, so that when the storms come and the water's overflowing, the boat is rocking, we can turn to the Christ within and say to ourselves, peace, be still. And from that place of peace, navigate the storms. Have a blessed and beautiful Sunday. Namaste. Blessings.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, gotta let it go. Gotta let it all go. Are you listening? You got to let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Oh, I am free in the Spirit. Yeah. Do you want to be free? Then let me hear you say yes. Yes, I